All right, thanks so much. So ladies, could you tell me, let me introduce myself. My name is Laura. I'm head of customer support in compatibility. So you're using our Smart Crutch Tips, okay? And I'm just wondering who is who, okay? So who is Ellie, who is Annie?
I'm Allie. I'm Annie.
All right, nice to meet you. So let's start like one by one, okay? I'm gonna ask you questions, so you're gonna answer it one by one, okay? So we're not getting confused, all right?
Okay.
All right, so Ellie, could you please tell me, what do you do for a living? Are you...
What did you say?
Like, what do you do for a living? Do you study in school?
Oh, yes.
Okay, and
so they're both in high school. One is in 9th grade and one is in 11th grade.
All right, and could you please just tell me what was your diagnosis?
Oh, meniscus knee surgery.
And the same with the sister, right?
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
All
so
right.
torn meniscus for both of them.
Got it. And were you concerned about anything as you started the rehab process?
Like the amount of time I would be out, I guess. How long it would take before I can get back to what I usually do.
Okay, got it. Thanks. And what about Annie?
Probably the same, and just like getting around.
Got it. Thanks. And how did you choose your physical therapist? Did you look for him or her, or maybe that's your family doctor, anything like that?
It's a gym friend. He goes to our gym,
Oh.
so we got good recommendations and already knew who he was. So.
Okay, got it. Thanks. And how often do you usually contact your medical professional during your rehabilitation? In which case?
We've seen the doctor twice in surgery, so they're almost exactly 6 weeks out from having the surgery. We've had 2 follow-ups, but she's available for any questions. She has the portal if we had questions for her. And they've been going to physical therapy now probably about 4 weeks. I think they started about 2 weeks, a little bit more than 2 weeks out.
Okay, and in which cases do you usually like ask questions, or maybe you call your physical therapist?
Yeah, usually we'll just ask questions when we're there as far as the physical therapy aspect of it. Yep.
Okay.
And they usually go about 3 days a week to physical therapy.
So they can ask all the questions, right?
Yep.
Okay, got it. Thank you. And what was the first impression of our product? Let's do it one by one. Ellie?
I was honestly just worried about like wearing them to school, like what other people would think. I don't know.
All right.
She was a little bit more skeptical about having them on the bottom of her crutches and having people ask.
Because they told me that they would flash, so I didn't want to like make a big scene.
Okay, and did you try to turn on or turn off the notification?
Yeah, I turned off the sound and the flashing.
All right, it was embarrassing, right?
Yeah.
No, it was fine after that, yeah.
Okay, and thanks so much. And Annie, what about you?
I thought it was like a really cool idea because I like looking at all the charts and stuff, and I think I was a little worried too about like the lights and the sound, but I turned it off too.
All right, so how did you manage to check how you're working?
Yeah, I like checked like twice a day, like to see like if I was putting too much pressure on my foot, like through the grass.
All right, then let's move on. And Ellie, could you tell me what did you like about the application?
Probably something similar. Like I liked how it told you how much weight you could put through your foot. So I felt like it was an easier transition going from crutches to walking.
Okay, and what didn't you like about the application? Maybe the design, it was boring, I don't know, anything. You must be honest, okay? So we're not looking for some like good qualities. We know what we are strong at, but we need, to find something really bad or something what we can fix.
I guess just like how much attention is drawn to like the bottom of your crutches. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, yeah. And what about the application itself? I mean, did you use it?
Oh, the app?
The app,
Yeah,
yeah.
that.
Yeah, that was, I liked that. That was fun.
Okay, thanks. And what about
It was
Annie?
organized. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I liked the app. It was good to like see like how much progress you were making, and I like the chart. And I don't really know if I didn't like anything. It was really like easy to use.
Okay, thanks for the feedback. All right, and let's move on to device. So you said you were a little bit embarrassed, right, about the voice and the lights. Okay, maybe something else. Was it too heavy for you? Because you know you're not adult. I mean, it must be heavy. No, nothing like that.
No, not really.
I think one of the things they had said is maybe if it came in a different color, like if it was just more like colored the same as the crutch, like a gray or a black, you know, then it wouldn't draw so much attention. Like if you're a person, some people probably don't care, right? Like what
Or
the color
you
it
just,
is.
like, pick your colors. Like if you were like 9 years old and wanted pink, hot pink at the bottom of your crutches, that would be cool.
Oh,
Like
okay.
if you like custom order them like to the color that you wanted. Like when you pick out a pair of pants, you pick out the color that you want.
Okay.
And I know one of the problems that we had, and is the charging of it, because we had 2 sets of crutches with 2, right? So really you needed 4 USB outlets to charge. So if they had like, especially, I know sometimes those are used if somebody just has like a, like needs a single crutch, you're only doing one of those devices, but maybe like an adapter where you can plug 2 into 1, you know, and it make it easier for people to charge them at night.
Okay, got it. Nice point. Thanks a lot. And did you face any issues with our product?
No, not really. I mean, at the beginning for mine, like my crutches, I had to get like the kids' crutches because it was too tall for me. So we had to get new crutches to put on the bottom.
Okay, nice point. Okay, thanks. And Annie, did you have any issues with application or maybe with the device?
No, it was like the same thing for me. We just had to get like a smaller pair of crutches that it fit.
So they were at the when we got our crutches from the hospital, they were at the bottom end of an adult crutch. So they had it lowered as far as it could go, but once we added the extenders on, then it was too high for them. They couldn't lower it anymore. So we had to kind of, you know, swap crutches out, which wasn't that big of a deal, but I think it's just something everybody, I don't think there's anything you really do about it. It just had to be different crutches.
Okay, thank you. And ladies, if you had a magic wand, what would you add? Ellie. So I heard the color. Okay, so we need to make some customization. I absolutely agree with you. What else?
Color, I guess like maybe like for your apps, you could do like notifications, like it would send notifications to your phone. Like instead of it beeping or like you having to go on and check or remembering to go on and check, it would just like send you a notification like you're putting too much weight or do less, you know, something like that.
All right. Okay. Ladies, well, I must say that you're smart. That's good. That's good. Okay, Annie, what about you?
I would probably change like when you're charging it, it lights up. So we charge it at night when we're like trying to sleep. So maybe if there's like a way to turn the light off so it's not like as bright.
Okay, that's the first time I'm hearing that. Okay, thanks a lot. And all right, so for you, what was the most valuable thing about the product, Ellie?
Definitely the app, like going on and seeing your progress and everything. It was cool that it tracks your weight and how much weight you're putting through your foot.
Alrighty, anything else?
I don't know. What I did notice at first was how like the old crutches I got from the hospital, the bottom of it was wider, so you were more stable. But then the bottom of the newer ones that we put on, they were like more narrow. So I mean, it was fine. I didn't like lose my balance, but it was definitely like a change, and it was a noticeable difference.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Annie?
I really liked like seeing like all my progress, and it definitely made it easier to like start walking to like make sure you're putting enough pressure on your foot.
Okay, that's it, right? Okay, and Ellie and Annie, how useful was the product from 1 to 10? So 10 is like super duper useful, and 1 is not useful, guys. Quick it, just stop, do anything.
I would say like 7, 7.5.
All right.
Probably like an 8.
And it, okay, thanks. And how did you spend, well, I believe that it's more than for your father. How much did you spend on rehabilitation that is not covered by the insurance?
We get like we have our copay, so you know if they're going, I think it's $20 a pop we pay, you know, per visit. So it's good. It'll add up. We're still going, so I don't know the total amount just yet, but you know, we're fortunate enough to have insurance that covers the majority of it. But every time they go, we pay a $20 copay for each of them.
Okay, and did you buy any other medicine or any other maybe equipment, or everything was covered by?
We did, yeah. There was other. We bought an ice machine for their knees. We rented one of them, and we purchased one that circulated the cold water through, you know, at night, especially, so they can get a good night's sleep and work on their inflammation and stuff like that. So we decided to do that on our own, just to help with their rehabilitation. So that was a cost out of pocket that the insurance company didn't pay for. But most of the medications were covered, and the hospital and, you know, the surgery and that type of thing, thankfully, were all covered by insurance.
Got it, thanks. And I believe this one is also for you. So if the doctor told you to purchase our device, but you didn't know where to get it, so where would you go? Where would you look for it first?
If the doctor didn't recommend it?
No. If the doctor didn't tell you where to get it, so where would you go? Where would you start looking for it?
I mean, like most people would do, like if it was something I thought would be a useful product for them, I'd probably like Google search it, try to look for it that way. And, you know, if it was, again, ask the doctor, ask the physical therapist, you know, hey, I heard about this, you know, and that's kind of how we found out about the ice machine, by going to another doctor who had, you know, we saw, because we got a couple different opinions before they went in for surgery, and somebody had mentioned about an ice machine. And then, of course, I reached out to the doctor and said, hey, you know, somebody had mentioned about an ice machine, and then they were able to get me the product through the pediatric, it's like a podiatrist and bracing company that they work with through NYU. So yeah, I would just ask questions of the doctors or the, you know, the specialist in that area that you're going to be going with.
All right, guys. And would you pay for this very product, for our product, if it's not covered by insurance?
Personally, I would pay for, at this point, being young and having, you know, a knee injury and wanting them to be able to walk, you know, it's the money, you're paying a price for something that's going to be to their benefit for the rest of their life. So I would find a way, you know, to cover it or get them the best they can get. I think it's something that insurance companies may want to consider covering. I mean, especially in these guys' case, they were able to get off crutches fairly soon. They only had crutches for 6 weeks. You know, somebody who needs to progress from, you know, 20% weight bearing or toe touch to maybe like a 30 to a 40 to a 50 over time, your product is definitely, you know, beneficial. I can see the benefits of somebody needing that to help prevent further problems and complications with their injuries, for sure.
Thank you. Thanks for the feedback. And how much would you pay for like the rehabilitation period?
To like rent the product. So like that would be something like for us with the ice machines, we actually rented one of the higher end ones, and it was about $200 a week. You know, so it was fairly pricey, but we did it, and then we bought one so that we had one. So depending upon like what you guys come up with for a price line for the device, I mean, that's something that, you know, you're probably going to be using for a short amount of time. So I'm assuming it would be like a rental. So I think it would just depend, like you come up with like a weekly price for somebody to rent it, you know, for X amount of weeks. I don't really know how much it would be. I mean, like I said, we paid, it was, I think, almost $100 a week it came out to be for the ice machine.
So you would say $100 per week for this very device? I mean, for our device as well?
Yeah, I would say that's probably, that would be comparable to something that could be beneficial over time.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, all right, thank you so much. That's it actually. Just